Good morning, fifth graders. Our fantasy lesson today is about suspending judgment about characters and places. Characters and places are not always what they seem when reading fantasy. We learn about characters when we study them over time, delving deep into their formation, their motivations, and their actions. If I think of a fantasy character, that would be a great example. Maybe you could think of Professor Snape from Harry Potter if you've read that book or read that series. At first, Professor Snape seems like a pretty nasty character. He's a professor at Hogwarts and he treats Harry really terribly, and you get this vibe that he's a really bad guy. As you read on in the stories, though, you find out that he's really not evil. He's a flawed character for sure, but my first judgment was wrong about him, and I had to rethink him as a character. I had to rethink, reevaluate, and kind of alter my thinking because of the new information that I was being provided in the book. Another example from a Disney movie, Frozen. Those of you that have seen Frozen, one of the characters, Hans, is the prince who comes from a nearby city, and he at first he is so sweet and caring towards Anna, seemingly perfect, that she agrees to marry him the first day that they meet. But as the story unfolds, you learn his real character, that he's greedy and he actually doesn't care about Anna at all. There are many other characters in Disney movies, in fantasy books, that the characters are not always what they seem. As readers of fantasy, you have to expect that your characters are complicated, that they may even have contradictory traits like kindness and cruelty. And you need to continually gather evidence and reconsider your characters and try to understand why they are the way they are. So, as you continue reading your book club book, I just want to remind you that it's so important to suspend judgment while you gather information and evidence and analyze them. And make sure that you're ready to reconsider your characters, to continually observe them and analyze them, and be open to rethinking your characters. Understanding the characters of your book really well can lead you to uncover some really great themes. Remember, a theme is a lesson or a message that a book conveys. And a lot of times we learn those messages through our characters and their interactions. I hope this lesson was helpful in understanding the complexity of fantasy. I look forward to reading your thoughts at our next class discussion. Happy reading!